Hey guys, welcome back for another review. I finally have the O&J Winter collection in my hands. I'm going to share my thoughts about it and some comparisons. If you're new here, welcome. I review nail polish collections to help you decide what you want to get and what you want to pick up. I do have a code for O&J. I will put it here. This will give you a discount on a mani pedi system for first-time customers, and I love their mani and pedi system. Feel free to use my link if you want to. It's an affiliate link. Okay, let's get into the collection. There are 6 polishes, 5 are cream, and then there's one gold kind of flaky topper. Don't laugh at my topper application, you guys. I'm not very skilled with the topper application, and I honestly sometimes don't have the patience for it. You'll see what I'm talking about when we get to the swatch, but I'm just going with it. Let's get into the review. The first one I have is called Cheers, and it's this beautiful soft blue. It does have a touch of purple, so it's a little bit periwinkle, which I love. I love to wear these kind of soft blue periwinkle shades in wintertime. Surprisingly enough, I didn't put one in my winter favorites just because I was trying to keep it to 25 polishes, and I had already chosen when I thought about adding a blue, but this is a good one to add. It does have a little bit of sheer formula. I would say that a lot of these in this collection, like a lot of O&J, are kind of that more crelly-ish formula, so it's going to take a few coats to build up. I would say for this one, you would want to do 3 coats for sure, just to make sure you're getting it applied evenly everywhere, but the formula was pretty nice. I do have some comparisons. I compared it to Essie Press Pause, and that one's a little bit more gray, but it's really, really close. And then I Am What I Amethyst and O&J BP. They're both pretty similar. They're both a little bit more purple and a little bit more cooler toned. Some of the Essies that I have that are more blue aren't as purple toned, and then this one's a little bit more gray. So those are the ones that I found were closest to this. Okay, moving on to the next one. The next one we have is In the Clutch, and it's this beautiful raspberry red shade. It's a little bit muted, just a tiny bit, so it's not like super rich. It's got a little bit more white in the base. This one's super close to 1 coat, but I would say you definitely probably would want to do 2 just to build it up a little bit. Richer and nicer, but this is probably one of the more opaque ones in the collection. I really like to wear these raspberry shades this time of year, and this one's really nice. Let's get into those comparisons. My comparisons might be switched up on this one a little bit because I think I might have put this on the pinky instead, so just keep that in mind when you're looking at it. I usually put my middle finger as the one that I use, so the comparisons can be on both sides, so just remember that. This one's maybe a little bit different. Okay, so I compared it to Raspberry by Essie, OPI by Popular Vote, and Nelfie Time. And they're pretty close, but not quite exactly the same. I'll let you look at those and compare them for yourself. I pulled out O&J JG, and that one's a little darker, but it's close too. So this one's a little bit different. I'll let you decide if you want to get it though, because there are a lot of raspberry shades like this out there. But like I said, I like to wear these colors in winter. Next we have PLAZA, and it's this beautiful purple shade. It's a little pink leaning, so it's kind of more of a berry tone, but it's definitely a little bit more purple. And I like to wear these during the winter time too. It reminded me a lot of Skating on Thin Iceland from OPI that's really hard to find now, which is one of my favorites. I think they are slightly different. We'll talk about that in the comparison, but I thought the formula was really great. You're going to need 2 coats, possibly 3 though, just because you want to have it be applied uniformly, and I felt like on the edges it was a little bit lighter, so make sure when you're going over with the second coat that you're like going up to the level of where you painted, or it's going to look kind of pink on the edges and then deeper as it goes to the middle. Does that make sense? So make your application pretty even on this one, just because it does have a more kind of crelly formula as well. Let's get into those comparisons. So I compared it to Designated DJ, and that one's very close, if not exact. That's the one I found that was probably the closest. And Skating on Thin Iceland is very close and maybe a touch more purple. And then In the Lobby is more red. There's a lot of Essies that have more of this red base instead of the purple, and so I didn't pull all of them out, but I just put in the Lobby so you could see that. OPI Heart to Party and I Want to Wrap. Oh, those are good ones. I probably should have added those to my winter favorites. So hard to choose. They're the same color tone, but they're darker. And so I didn't compare to those, but I would just wanted to mention that. So I like this one quite a bit. I think it's good that O&J has one of these in their line, because I don't think they had one that was like this plum. So it's good for them. And then we have, it's actually dark green. This is in my winter favorites because I love it so much. It's this really dark green. It does have that crelly-ish formula, and you can see when you do that first coat, it's going to be kind of sheer. You can see that it's more yellow toned in the base, but it builds up beautifully. I think you can maybe get away with 2 coats, but you might have to do 3. Don't be surprised if you do. And it's just a little bit squishy, and it's perfect. And I love dark greens. I'm such a sucker for them, and so they're all my favorites. So let's look into those comparisons. So I compared it to all of my favorites. Front Runner, it totally reminded me of that, and I was surprised how much darker that this one is than that one. And then Stylenomics is darker and it is more cooler toned. And Off Tropic is more of a bright, lighter green. And then I pulled in some more comp because I was reminded of Autumn Allure from SE Gel Couture, and that one's lighter. And then things I've seen in Evergreen is more of like a grayed out green. It does have a similar color tone though, but it's a little bit different. And then in the Trees, one of my favorites for the holidays, all these greens are my favorite. But Into the Trees is cool toned and a little bit lighter. So this one's so good, it's gonna almost look black on your nails, but I love the name because it's like it actually is dark green. So love that so much. And then I have Make a Res, and it's this gorgeous navy. It is a little bit inky, but not too inky. I think I'd still wear a base coat with this one. It is a little bit crelly as well, so it's gonna take a little bit to build up, like I said, and it's gonna be a little bit squishy because of that reason. I like this navy. I like it quite a bit. When I did my comparisons though, I was like, oh, this is why I like other navies a little bit more, because I love a good navy to just go on in like one solid coat and just be like, wowed by it. But this one's nice too. So let's look at those comparisons. Booties on Broadway, which is one of my favorite navies, is very close and a bit richer. And then I Saw, You Saw, We Saw, Warsaw, or something like that. Is more blue. I guess it's more like a brighter blue. And then After School Boy Blazer is like a deeper navy. It might be hard to see the differences in the swatch. I'll have to look at it when I edit that part, but hopefully you can see some of those differences. But big difference is in the opacity, and I feel like I just want something a little more opaque, so I thought this one was okay. And then we have this glitter topper, and I suck at applying these, sorry guys, and I don't really care because I don't wear toppers, but I tried my best for you guys, and I don't know, I just feel like they're kind of lumpy. This is packed too. Like I felt like when I put it on, it was like everywhere, and I like it to be a little bit more sporadic, but I think if you're good with glitters, I mean, it's gonna look good and probably better than mine. And I know there's different techniques, but I'm just wasn't in the mood to like be all technical about it. So anyway, you get what you get. But it's just gold flakies, and I think it is perfect for the holidays. If you like gold flakies, this is a fun one for you. I probably won't wear it. So I'm only gonna pick one from this collection, and it's actually dark green. Of course, I love it. It's the star of the show, and I love that Olive & June has this dark color now. I think OPI needs to get some darker greens like this. They really do not have any. It's just so fun. Okay, so that's my review. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Thanks so much for joining me. Let me know in your comments the thoughts on Olive & June. People are wondering if I'm still reviewing them. Their requirements for like ambassador stuff has gotten a little crazy. Which is fine, they can do what they want, but I'm just purchasing their seasonal collections myself because they're not getting sent to me anymore. And I did buy their quick dry polishes just because you guys were wanting to see that, but I'm not going to buy every collection that they have because I just don't want to spend my money on that. So for now I am not doing as much Olive & June, which some of you have noticed, but I will still continue to do their seasonal collections, I believe. We'll see. But I really do enjoy the brand. It's gotten a little crazy. So anyway, just my thoughts. I wish they still sent them to me, but they don't. But I'm happy to purchase the seasonal collections for you guys so you guys can see them. So hopefully you found this review helpful. Make sure to like and comment and subscribe, and we will see you in my next review. Okay, bye guys.